Hi, this is Majinoni, and here's a quick look at some of the titles that are coming out for the October for Marvel. Um, Now, keep in mind, this is stuff that I think is kind of interesting. Not necessarily it's going to go up in value or anything like that, because we all know that comics really don't go up in value, especially the new ones. But anyways, this is some stuff I thought was interesting. I didn't want to rip them out of the book this time because I didn't want to really tear into the pages. And since this is all Marvel, it's all self-contained. Okay. I know some people are going to buy Tron, but I really don't have any interest in Tron for some reason. I mean, I like sci-fi, but nothing I saw wowed me. It's like, anyways, let's move on. Uncanny X-Force, this is definitely going to be a buy. You have Wolverine and his really covert group of X-Men. We have Psylocke and then Deadpool yet on another comic, but I think overall this is going to be a good title. I think the art looks interesting for the Carnage #1, but it's like Carnage got thrown into a sun, so why do we really need to have him come back? I think he's a crappy Venom clone-ish type villain, and I think we're better off without him. Let's see. Coming up next, I really like the cover with Deadpool and Steve Rogers kicking him. And let's see. This one, the Ultimate Comics Thor. I'm really curious about this because Thor's handled a little bit differently in this than the other, and I'm really curious to see what Jonathan Hickman has in store for us for this. So I think I might buy this one. Now, this is the one series I'm sure a lot of people are loving to hate it. This is the storyline of Spider-Man after the One Moment in Time, called Origin of the Species. Now, the thing that gets me is this is another one of those ideas where it's an, quote, army of villains, army of Spidey's greatest villains, set the stage for one of the toughest fights of Spidey's life. Now, I think somebody just copy and pasted that from, like, I don't know how many other times has this popped up in history. It's always the greatest lineup of Spider-Man's villains. It's like, didn't we just get that with the Gauntlet and the Hunt? It was Spider-Man's greatest villains beating him up issue after issue until we finally led it to the Hunt. And now it's the exact same thing, but now we're getting, looks like some of the B-level ones, because then there's Karen and, Electro and Stereo are back, Vulture, I don't know, Scorpion, who shouldn't really be the Scorpion any longer, Hammerhead, so it's like, I don't know, I mean, I'm kind of excited just because I want to get done with One Moment in Time, but to me this doesn't really show anything like a creative thought process went into this at all. I think any one of us could have come up with this. Finally, it looks like we get to some action in Avengers #6. And I have a love-hate with these vampire alternate covers. Some of them I think are kind of cool, like this one, but other ones I'm just like, why? Why do we need more Twilight Marvel Comics covers? Let's see. Now, I almost bought this one, the Avengers and the Infinity Gauntlet, especially because I thought it might have been interesting to read an updated version of the story, considering what's going on with Thanos and stuff like that in space. But after looking at the artwork to this, there is no way in hell I'm going to buy this in any way, shape, or form. It was horrible. The art was so bad I couldn't even. To me, it all of a sudden became unreadable. And whoever would put their name on this project, Avengers and versus the Pet Avengers, they're desperate for a job. Now we have here Ed Brubaker with Captain America 611. Now we're dealing with the trial of Captain America. So part of me is kind of curious to see where this is going to go. Chaos War. Now, I don't know what to think about this. To me, this looks like it's a crappy excuse to utilize some underrated, or not underrated, underused characters, especially when they're bringing characters back into life, like for this. I think I might get the first one or two just for review purposes, but I'm not really. I have a zero expectation in this being a good story, like big zero. We have more Shadowland stuff, more Shadowland tie-ins. I loved this cover for Shadowland Moon Knight. This cover was awesome. Now it looks like Hickman over here has been reading Ultimate Fantastic Four because it looks like he's going to turn Ben Grimm back to normal again. And Galactus is coming back for the 30th time. We have, actually I thought this cover was kind of cool. It's like Vampire Ben Grimm in a coffin. Let's see. Hulks. Part of me is interested in the Vaders now, but I think there's just some things that we should just give up on. I don't think anybody can really write something creative for that now anyways. And let's see. I'm kind of curious about Taskmaster. I kind of like the character, but I don't think this comic's going to be any good, so I might just get the first one just to see what it's like. Thanos Imperative, something's happening in Thor. Now, I love this cover, but I don't think I'm going to get the Thor the First Thunderer. If you're a Loki fan, you're probably going to want this. Now, it looks like this is going to be the month of Thor, or the month of Thor's actually looks like started about a month or so ago. Because we have Thor the Mighty Avenger, we have Thor First Thunderer, that's a miniseries. Thor for Asgard, 3 of 6. Loki, 1 of 4. I'm like, I think I'm gonna be Thored out. I don't think Thor's that interesting of a character to have Thor the Mighty Avenger, and all this other nonsense. Wolverine is still in hell fighting everybody he's killed. And then we're still into the Curse of the Mutants with the XMen, and then more vampire-like covers. This cover here showed a lot of promise, but I don't think there's going to be a lot of cool factors to it. Sebastian Shaw looks like he's going to make a comeback. Let's see here. Yeah, more nonsense there. And now we go into the Max stuff, which, to me is hit and miss. Kick-Ass 2 for those of you who want it. And then we have trades and whatnot. So that's basically what's coming out for Marvel. I don't think, as a whole, they're really, because like a lot of the stories are in the middle of the storyline. I don't think there's really that much that's really super exciting to look forward to. Because it's either like you're either gonna like Curse of the Mutants or you don't, and you're right in the middle of it. So I don't think that's gonna really change anybody's opinion on it. And if you have any comments or questions, feel free to leave it on the side. In October, which Marvel book are you really looking forward to the most? Let me know. To me, I think it's going to be X-Force #1. Subscribe to the channel, and I'll have more reviews up. So until next time.